So I've been accused recently of not being honest in these videos. So I'm going to tell you the truth. What's up, everybody? Dave from Quarter Flips here. Okay, it's maybe not as serious as I just made it sound, but I have been accused in a couple of comments on videos that I've put up over the last few years of not being entirely honest. And I want to be straightforward with you about what exactly I was accused of. I mean, accused might even be a strong word, but it's there. And what I think about it and what the reality is of reselling and the reason for making these videos and whatnot. Second part of this video, I've got a bunch of what sold stuff. I'm going to show you what sold, prices they went for, how I packed them up, and what the packages look like before they went out the door. That'll go by pretty quickly at the end, but I want to just get into this right now because it's been on my mind for the past week or so. So the first one, got a comment on an older video about selling DVDs, and the person said, why do you even sell DVDs? Like, they're not worth selling. Something along those lines. I don't even remember exactly word for word what these comments were. I just know that it created a back and forth between me and the commenter kept staying kind of flippant and kind of suggesting that I was lying or wasn't telling the truth. So what it was is they said, why do this? I said, I like doing it. I make money. And they said, no, the most you can make selling DVDs is $12. Which I thought was a funny kind of random number to throw out there. Like, where did $12 come from, So I said, no, I've sold DVDs for over $100, and I sell a lot of DVDs between like, $30 and $50. You can do very well with DVDs. And they came back with, yeah, right. I noticed that you say you've done that, but you don't prove it. Or you don't bring examples. Something along those lines. But I said, well, wait, you watched my video, right? Like, my videos talk about this. And they came back and said, okay, yeah, you just want me to watch your videos. And it was said like, oh, you want me to watch your videos. As if that were a strange thing. My response was, of course I want you to watch my videos. Like, yeah, that is exactly what I want. That's why I make them. I film the videos and then I edit them and I do all the work and I put them up and make graphics for them and everything so that people will watch them. It's weird to throw out an accusation at a person that is not like a negative. It just reminds me of so many strange things that people do. Like, I remember when I was in high school, this girl's mother would say to her, you just want to do whatever you want to do. And I understood what she was saying, but at the same time, even back then when I was a kid, I remember thinking, yeah, yes, yeah, I think that's true for me. I think it's true for you. I think it's true for everyone I've ever met. We want to do whatever we want to do. It's kind of, you're not changing the thing. Like, you want to do what you want to do. It is what it is, right? It's just the same construction of a sentence. Now, I think what she was actually trying to say is, you just want to be able to get away with doing anything you want that you're not supposed to. But that wasn't said. I think that was implied, right? And I think there's an implication in these comments that I'm not telling the truth, because they are saying, you're just saying that. You aren't showing examples of these DVDs that you are selling. And when I said it's in my videos, they said, oh yeah, well, you just want me to watch your videos. Whatever. I went back and I gave them the video date that was posted and the timestamp within that video of a $135 DVD sale and said, there's more like these in my videos, but here's one. And why was I even going back and forth with this person? Truthfully, I was doing it because the more back and forth you get in the comments, the more it pushes your algorithm. The algorithm pushes your videos, and it's good. It's good to have this kind of stuff going on in the comments. So I'm not even sure if the person who was doing this with me was all that invested in the point they were making. I think it's just fun to kind of go back and forth sometimes. I didn't get the idea that there was any real malice in the comments. They kind of had a funny tone to them, even though they were saying no and they were disagreeing with me. That I don't even know how it ended. But there's a YouTuber named Professor Dave, and I watch his stuff sometimes, and he talks about how he fights with every troll in his comments because it makes YouTube suggest the videos more because they think there's activity on there. So guys, if you want to call me out, if you want to argue with me about stuff, please go ahead and feel free to do it in the comments. Hurts my feelings a little because I like nice comments, but then again, I want people to watch my videos because yes, the accusation is true. I want people to watch my videos. That leads us to the second comment. This one's a little more serious. I haven't responded to it. And this leads into what I want to talk about, the whole point of talking about this issue. And it's about reselling and YouTube and money and why we do this stuff. On another one of my videos, someone commented that it wasn't full sentences. It was like doing niche, can't make enough money. The only way to make money in reselling is in bulk. This channel is for getting views, period. Okay, so there's the same implication in there. I want people to watch my videos. It's a little meaner, right? This channel is for getting views, period. It's kind of like, what a weird way to really put the hammer down there. It is for getting views, but period makes it sound like I would say anything, that the stuff in the videos doesn't matter. And that is not at all true. And I don't think it stands on the face of it. I don't think it's true at all, even if this person is correct. And here's what I mean. I do not represent myself as a full-time eBay seller. I do not say I make a full-time living. I don't say I'm getting rich or making lots of money doing this. I do make money selling on eBay. That is, like, you can see that in the videos on the channel. But I don't make enough money every month to survive off of it. I am pretty open and clear about that. I talk about having to do roadie all the time. I've made videos about how I use roadie in conjunction with thrifting and going garage sailing so that I have stuff to sell. I think the issue that the person who made this comment is having is they're basically saying you can't do a full-time business size. They're wrong about this, but they're saying you can't make like a living and make profit. And what are they saying, right? Like there's no numbers defined here. The only way to make money at reselling is to do it in bulk. What does that mean exactly? It's so weird to me that this is something that someone needs to, some place where a person needs to plant their flag and stand up, because get on this hill and preach about it. Because look, I go out and I buy the stuff that I buy. I focus on the things that I like, because if I'm going to be spending my time and money this way, I want it to be stuff I enjoy, which is why I do DVDs and miniatures and records and toys and things that I don't mind spending my time with. And if I spent more time listing and more time really focusing on this, even with just those items, I would make a lot more money than I make now. I am kind of lazy and I don't list as much as I should. And even still, I don't think I've had a month where I've made less than $500 on eBay in something like 4 years. Now, 5 years, 6 years, when did this channel start? 2020, 2021? I mean, there are some months where it's weak. It's really weak. It's right around $500. I mean, I might have dipped in between 400 and 500 at one point. I would have to go back and check my records, but that would be one terrible month. Whereas I've had multiple months where I was $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 in the month from eBay and Discogs and the online selling that I do, the stuff that I show on the channel. Now, it's very hard to do that consistently, but I'm not representing on here that I'm making that kind of money consistently. I do think it's worth it to do what I do, to do what tons of other resellers do, and to do it part-time? Why is part-time illegitimate? Why is making a small amount of money, buying and selling stuff that you like, not acceptable? Like, let's say you had somebody who had a good job and their job paid all of their monthly bills, like everything that they had to spend from food, insurance, rent, their car payment, whatever, right? But at the end of the month, they don't have any money left over. They're just making it. And making it's good. It's a lot better than a lot of people are doing. But they're just making it. And they've got free time, a little bit, you know. I could tell them, hey, you know, you could sell part-time. You could do what I'm doing. You could kind of watch how I do it and pattern what you do after that. You could easily make $100 or $200 a week pretty consistently. Maybe they, you know, maybe they want to get a second car. They need $400 a month, $500 a month to do it, afford a payment. Maybe there's something they need, a storage unit. Maybe there's something that another bill they want to take on and they can't afford. Could they resell to make up that difference, to do that thing? Absolutely they could. And who has the right to tell them that it's not worth it for them to do that? That it's not possible? Of course it's possible. We know it's possible. So what's the point of these comments that are suggesting that you can't make money doing this and that it's somehow, I mean, the implication on this comment is that I'm a scam, that I'm lying, that the information I'm putting out here in these videos is not really true. I'm just trying to get views. And the thing I hate about it is I am trying to get views. You all know I'm trying to get views, right? But I'm not trying to get views just making up stuff. I'm picking something that I know about and that I do and that I've done for a long time and is fun. I like watching videos like this and I like making videos like this. So yes, that's what I wanted to come here and talk about from the comments. And since there had been more than one, like in a very short period of time, I have to assume that for every person that makes a comment, there's some other number of people that think the kinds of things that those commenters are saying. So, no. Right now, I am not making a full-time living doing eBay. Do I think I could? Yes. Do I think it's too hard, given the other choices that I have in my life and the other things that I want to do, to spend that much time and effort to only do eBay and Discogs and thrifting to make my full living? It's too much. It is too much. I need to be diversified a little bit in the things that I do. So I'm happy to make my part-time to bleeding over into full-time occasionally money. And I don't think I'm misrepresenting anything by talking about it and showing it here. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I don't know, if you watch these videos and think, what's this guy trying to prove? I know he's not making that much money. I'm making the amount of money that I show when I show, you know, how much things sold for. I told you guys I'm usually making about $500 a month, or truthfully between 500 and 1,000. It varies depending on how much of what sells. And occasionally I have a nice run where I list a bunch of stuff. I get a new collection and I list that. Sometimes the sales go to $1,000, $2,000. And I'm not saying that's the gross amount that I get. I'm saying that's the amount I get after you take all fees into account. And for the nitpickers, yes, and then I pay taxes on top of that money. We all know that. We all pay taxes on the money we make. That is a comment I've gotten over and over and over again over the years. Yeah, but then you pay taxes on that. Yes. Newsflash. Every time you make money, you pay taxes on it. I kind of feel like that just so much goes with the territory of making money and selling things that we all know it, right? I mean, if you told me how much money you made at your job, would you expect me to go, but then you pay taxes on that? Like, I just feel like it's not good conversation. And yet, I get it constantly. So, okay. Whew, just airing a little bit of that out. Thank you for sticking with me on it. Let's go take a look at some of the stuff that I did sell and I packed up and shipped. So this was the only thing that sold that wasn't music related. This is a Nerf foot locker. It's got a couple extra items in it. It has a stock and a clip from the Zombie Strike Scavenger set. didn't have any other parts for it, but I thought Nerf stuff could go together, and it did go together pretty well. It went for $14.99 plus shipping. I sold these 3 CDs on Discogs. Empathy, Under the Lost Smile, that went for $4.99. Black Happy, Peghead, that went for $4.99. And Vide Noir, Lord Black Huron, I think is the name of this one. That went for $7.99. Plus shipping, of course, on all of those. So this is an older 10-inch size record. This is not 12-inch. You can probably see the size of my hand. This is Sons of Mexico by Trio Aguililas. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It's a much older record. It might even be a 78. I'm not 100% sure, but what I am sure of is that it sold for $16.99 plus shipping. Next up, somebody on Discogs bought 11 of these Philips Mozart CD sets. Each one of these comes with multiple CDs and a booklet in a slipcase. These 11 sets together went for $83.89 plus shipping. I've got to ship them all together. I've got to keep them safe. So they're going to get some bubble wrap first. That's a pretty good start. So this last one was an eBay sale, and it was slightly more complicated. We had a Get the Most LP, a genuine LP, a 7-inch from the band Noose, 3 different 7-inches by the band Betrayed, all the same 7-inch, but all different colors, and a hooded sweatshirt. So I've got to come up with some packaging to get all of this to the same place safely in the same box. So it's going to take a box, but it's also going to take some mailers and such within that box to make this work to all go together safely. Oh, in case I didn't say it, all of this stuff together was $57.93 plus shipping. And there we have it all, successfully packed and ready to ship. All right, that stuff's, well, when this video comes out, that stuff has already been out in the mail for a long time. Those people probably already have their stuff. All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming and listening to me rant a little bit here. Beginning to do a little more stuff over on my Buy Me a Coffee page, just a little. Link down in the description if you want to check that out. And yeah, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon.